All right, guys. Welcome to Team Call. It is September 14th. I already tucked you in. And it is Team Call, September 14th. Woo, woo. Okay. I wanted to start with some recognition to shout you guys out. Tennille is rocking it at Success Club 2. Marjorie is at Success Club 2 as well. And Megan, who should be on shortly, is Success Club 4, which is so awesome. September is a notoriously difficult month in the Beachbody world. Everybody just seems to be focused on other things, but honestly, I have to I don't like to say things like that, like, oh, this is a hard month typically or whatever, but it's just something to be aware of, not to ever stop hustling for it, but just be aware of it. Just know that it's across the whole, I was going to say nation, but that's not the right word. Across the whole company, it's a hard month. So you just keep moving and keep grooving and keep inviting. Last September was actually when I lost my Success Club All-Star record, which Cheryl knows that freaking killed me for a long time. It messed with me. So I will never let that happen again. And we just keep going, right? So I hate September, but I love September. So it is the 14th, 30-day breakaway launch, or the sample came out today. If you haven't tried it, try it. It'll be on BOD, totally free until it launches October 5th, and then it will only be able to be sent with the Vimeo link. So send it to people. Hi, puppy. Let people know there's no freaking obligation. You just try it. Ask them to tell you what they think of it. It is a really, really great program. It moves so fast. I think in the samples, she was trying to show a bunch of her different strength training moves, which is why it does move so fast. If you need to pause it, let people know they can pause it. They certainly don't have to go at the speed she's going. And then she takes you outside for an interval run. It's meant to bring you to run a 5K after the 30 days. So this is going to be amazing. This is such an awesome program for us to be able to bring to people and to be able to offer people. So it'll be available for coaches, as I said, starting October 5th. And we're going to be starting as a group either the 12th or the 19th. I think probably the 19th is better because shipping is still such a shit show. I'll talk to Laura about that. I think we had originally said the 12th, but I think the 19th might make more sense because they do have to get the bands, and I think bands come in the package, and so does the running belt. I posted the graphics for the pricing today, but just get a list going of people that are interested, and just kind of like what they did with MBF, if somebody gets into an all access challenge pack this month, they will get the code for 50% off of 30-day breakaway. So don't feel like you have to wait for everybody for October. There's still an option for them to start now, and let them know they can start and do a week program, 2-week program, maybe even actually a 3-week program they could probably do to get strong and feel like they're really confident in their ability to blow this program away. There's a medal at the end, which is so cool. So just be talking to people. This is a great opportunity to hit a different market, and there's tons of people looking for something like this. So also we have the coach sneak peek this week. All of us are going to be talking on that. So tomorrow I'll actually create a thread for us all, just so we know when each other is going to go. If we're around, we can, cheer each other on when we're live. If not, no big deal. You go whenever is convenient for you. I want you to always be able to fit this business into when it's convenient in your life. It's never on my schedule. So whatever works for you will work for the people who are watching, and they can always watch it at a different time for them. So, I always tell people, because people are very specific about things. They're like, well, what time is the group? I'm like, you can just check it out whenever you want. And they're like, what? I don't get it. When is it? No, you can just check it out when you want. Like, you're never tied to anything. So you can send them that link. They can, check it out. I usually will invite to the group, and let's say somebody responds on Thursday and is like, oh, I missed it. I'm like, well, here's the link. Now you can go check it out and see what you think. So you can always use that. I always use it for a few days after or even later on. And what's nice about reusing a group is that you can go back to it later and the people in it and say, hey, I know you were in that group 6 months ago, but did you just see that we went live and talked about our coaching stories again? Is this something you'd be interested in now or whatever? So know that is there. Also, I'm not sure if any of you guys bought pumpkin spice, but Megan Ewaldson and Carrie are doing the Shakeology challenge for their people starting next Monday. They had to push it back because they didn't get their pumpkin spice. I still haven't gotten my pumpkin spice, so I don't really know what the hell's going on. I know Tennille got it, but I'm not sure if it's because I bought it with the Ultimate Reset, if that's messing me up. I don't know, but I haven't gotten it yet. So if you did and you want to jump in on that, basically you just sell 5 packets I usually do 5 packets for $30 and that includes shipping. And they can try out Shakeology for 5 days. They would get meal plans, and it's kind of like a good way to introduce people and then hopefully jump them into a challenge pack. But I'm not a huge fan of Shakeology challenges, so I'm not going to be participating in it, but you absolutely can, and I encourage you to do so if you feel like that would help your business. So I feel like this team call might go in a few directions because I have like a lot of feelings / like things on my heart tonight, but I hope no matter what, it will be useful. So we were talking in the Push Mastermind this morning about, I posted a thing in our team page tonight that Megan Ewaldson invited me to be her guest for leadership, which is an incredible honor. Leadership, if you're not familiar, is a yearly event that Beachbody does for 5-star and above. And I had it on my vision board for this year. I didn't make it, obviously, but so to get that honor as somebody who, she sees as a growing leader on her team is huge. And I was floored when I saw that email today. So I'm incredibly lucky and grateful to have gotten this opportunity. And it kind of tied into what we were learning in the Push Mastermind this morning, because what we were talking about is sticking around people who are positive influences for you. And I'm not sure if you've heard my story before about how I felt about the leaders on the team, but I think what's really important in this business and in any goals that you have, that you align yourself with the people that you can look up to, the people that you can take things from, the people that are going to keep moving you forward. And, it's hard because so how do you do that? Or how do you know who's right for you? How do you know, the people to stick to? And when I earned my first Success Club trip, that was the cruise. And that was, I don't even know, that was 2018, I think, or 2019. I don't even, what year are we in? 2018, that was 2018. And I didn't earn it fully. I think I paid like maybe $500. I earned the rest. And I said to Tucker, he was really not thrilled with me going on a cruise by myself for this business that he didn't really understand. And I just said to him, listen, this is super important for my business. I knew that Megan Ewaldson and I knew that Carrie Legault were going to be there alone. They weren't bringing their families. A lot of people bring their families, which is great. That's their prerogative. But I knew that Carrie and Megan were going to be there alone. And I said to Tucker, I said, I am going to use this time to, number one, relax and sit my ass on a lounge chair, because I've never done that ever without children running around me. And 2, I am going to soak up every single thing that I can learn from them, because Megan Ewaldson is a superstar diamond. Carrie, we didn't know she was at the time because sometimes she's super secretive about it, but I knew she was super successful. And that was my goal. And that's literally what I did that trip. I just sat on a lounge chair, and usually I was right next to Megan and Carrie, not following them around like a puppy dog. I'm very independent, but whatever they were willing to share with me and talk about this business with me, I was willing to soak up. And I think that that's what you have to remember. I don't agree with everything that Megan does. I don't agree with everything that Carrie does. I don't agree with everything that they stand for, because we're all different people. But what do they have in common? Success. They've been successful. So it's just like an AA meeting. You have to take what is useful to you and leave the rest. Like anything. I've been saying that about the freaking running group all week. I'm like, if it's not useful for you, just leave it. You don't have to talk badly about it. Just leave it. And so what Josh was saying today in the Push Mastermind is that when you study the wrong people, it will take you 10 times longer to develop the skills you need to succeed. And so that's powerful to me. And that has always kind of, or at least in the last couple of years, made me aligned with where I want to go. I never want to be the biggest leader in the room, because if I am the biggest leader in the room, I'm in the wrong room. I have to go where the other people are, which is how I've grown from being in the Push Elite and being among these people that I don't feel worthy to be around because of their success and their numbers. So if you're with the wrong people, what does that mean? To me, that means negative people. That means people who are not challenging me. It means people that aren't encouraging me to be better or guide me down a different path. And, you know, and I've watched so many people go in so many different directions in this business. And I think that when you have your eye on the prize, you have to stick to those people that you want to be like. And I think that also what's important is there's so many people to look at in this business. If you could sit and watch 90 million coaches' stories, and you can't do that. And you also have to have a really intentional way of looking at trainings and national wake-up calls. You can't go into all of them wanting to adjust your sales. You know, you have to know what are the activities that are going to get me to where I need to be. What is the inspiration that I can gather without all of a sudden changing up what I'm doing? Because if, you know, you hear so-and-so say this and you say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to try that. And then the next national wake-up call, they say, well, I did it this way. And then you change that way. That's not going to be useful for you. You have to take the inspiration, and you have to take, like, underneath what they're saying, that motivation and that determination, and use that in your favor. So, something we were talking about is like how easy it is when something feels good to commit to it. And then when the important part is sticking to it, even when it doesn't feel so good. And I have gone through in this last month, this month has been really hard for me. August into September, I've had a lot of like sticky and uncomfortable leadership lessons. And I also kind of really haven't known how to navigate that around the team, because it is from the team and not, you know, anyone in particular. But what do you do when your team is sort of like a stressful thing and you don't want to talk about that with your team too? And I have come to this like place in my business that there's going to be hard shit no matter where you are. When you're in the beginning of your business, if you're struggling with inviting, if you're stuck on the fucking people that say no, if you're stuck on the people who talk shit to you, or who maybe say some stupid shit on social media, or don't understand where you're coming from, if you're stuck on those people, you're going to be stuck. And that's where I kind of was in my business with this team. If I'm stuck on the people who are not running with me, if I'm stuck on the people who are not talking to me, if I'm stuck on the people who aren't moving with me, what am I doing? I have to just keep moving. And whoever is going to move with me is going to move with me. And I have to leave the rest. As painful or as hurtful as that might be or feel, I got to keep going. And so I think that, you know, I was used to in the beginning of the business, all right, I got my invites. I can do that. I can blow off, you know, all the people who are haters, or the people who ignore me, or the people that ghost me. But what about the people in the business who I really care about? that's going to happen too. If you stick on the people who are canceling, the coach cancellations, like August, I think I went live in the team page. I literally, like, I felt like one of those like punching bags. Like every time I opened my email, I got another one, and I was like knocked down again. And I would bounce up, and then I would check my email, and then I got another one. And it wasn't just like discount coaches. It was like people that like were in the business that like I had invested time and faith and like I had hopes for, right? Because like in this business, we learn about who people are. We learn their goals. We learn like where they want to go. We learn why they want to go somewhere. And when they give up on themselves, it's hard. Not because we want to get something from them, but because we're sad for them. And so it was hard. It was really, really hard. And actually, I feel like such a weight has lifted because I'm talking about it finally. Because I really was like, what am I going to do? And I kept focusing. And this is where I'm coming back to like who we have to stick to. So Laura is my success partner. And we really balance each other very well. She's very good at like certain things that I'm very good at other certain things. But one thing is that she keeps me grounded in a way that she'll be like, Melissa, you're fucking obsessing. Like stop obsessing. And she said that to me the other day, and I was like, I'm not obsessing. She was like, no, you are. And, you know, we have to remember to be with people who will challenge us, because if we are with people who will just listen, right, and they won't call us on our bullshit, and they won't tell it like it is, and they won't like bring that other side of things, we're not growing. So what if Laura had just been like, oh yes, Melissa, you're right, Melissa, let's go, Melissa, let's talk about this all day, Melissa. That's not helpful. Get back in the game, leave the shit behind, and keep moving forward. So oh my God, I'm like sweating. But yeah, so you have to pick the people, and you have to pick the people to look at and the people to talk to that are going to be good for your business and for your goals. And so, and something else that we talked about today in the Push Mastermind was in that moment when you have this commitment, right? So you have this commitment to grow this business, and it feels really good at that time. Like January is such an awesome time, right? You're good to go. You've got all the goals. You've got your planner. You've got your schedule. You're ready to go for anything that comes your way. And then, like, let's say it comes August, when cancellations come, you're knocked down. You're not recruiting, because that was another thing. I wasn't recruiting enough. The thing with this business is that it has to be a revolving door. People are going to leave. I think that the statistic is like 3 months is an average life in network marketing. So let's say you get a discount coach, chances are they're going to be gone in 3 months. They're going to either be inactive or they're just going to freaking go. You have to keep recruiting. If you don't have people coming in, yeah, it hurts to lose them. I'll tell you, when you have a solid, it took me a while to build a solid diamond. And once I built a solid diamond, the relief, like I was so relieved. It didn't hurt as much. It doesn't hurt as much. And so you have to keep recruiting. You have to always be recruiting, because it takes that pain out of those coach cancellations. So whatever. So January, you're excited. You're committed to your goals. August comes, you're knocked down. You're knocked down so much that you stop recruiting. And then it hurts so much because you keep getting these cancellations. How are you going to keep showing up? Are you going to keep showing up? I did keep showing up, but my mindset sucked. And I did feel like, who wants to be on my team? Who wants to be with me right now? When everyone's leaving, when everyone's giving up, people aren't talking to me. Who wants to be around that right now? And so it really takes in those times to have those people around you that are going to build you up and get you back to where you need to be, but you also have to dig so hard into personal development. So Grant Cardone, I mention him all the time because he gets me back to where I need to be, like always. Because if you listen to him, you know the world is about sales. You know the world is about being fucking obsessed with where you're going, and that there's nothing wrong with being obsessed about where you're going. And there also is no such thing. The part of me too was like, what am I doing wrong? Am I being too hard on people? Am I like, am I too tough with my talk? And then I'm like, that's so fucking stupid. I'm always like wishy-washy and like bullshitting around the bush. Is that even a phrase? But I'm not too wishy-washy, and there's no such thing as being too tough. Being tough is holding people to their goals, holding people accountable, and that's the kind of leader that I want to be. So if you can't handle it, I don't want to work with you anyways. So I have to remember that for myself. I have somewhere that I'm going. And because I've had a certain level of success, very small, of course, but some level of success, I can tell you at least my experience about where I've gone. If you don't want to hear it, I don't know what to tell you. Go find somebody else. But if you're finding somebody else, their chances are they're not telling you the things that you want to hear. So I keep getting sidetracked, which is I told you what was going to happen tonight. So yeah, zigzag. I don't know. I lost my train of thought, but you guys get what I'm saying. So you have to dig into those people and into the PD that's going to get you moving forward again. And for me, that's Grant Cardone all the time. And just hearing just that, the title, I always go back to Be Obsessed or Be Average, because who are you if you're not moving towards your goals? I have a place that I'm going, and I know what my why is. I know why I have to go there, and I know what I have to do to get there. And no one's going to stop me, and I want everyone to come with me, and I want to help everyone to get to their goals. But I can't do that if you're not willing to get into the trenches with me. So another thing that like always like bothers me, or really gets me going, I should say, is that, you know, how do you show up for your goals? How do you tell your kids to show up for their goals if you're quitting? And, you know, I know for me, like when my kids sign up for something or they make a commitment to something, they are expected to follow through with that commitment. And that's one of the reasons that I have like my vision boards around the house. I talk to my kids about my goals all the time, and I can't ever quit on those goals because my kids know what I'm trying to do. My kids know I'm trying to get to 2-star diamond right now, to open a second Melissa. They know that. They're my son knows the business model probably more than I do. He knows what lifetime 1-star diamond mean. He knows what 2-star diamond means and what that will mean for my family when I get there. So, you know, think about things in that way and what we're expecting of our kids. And do you guys follow Stephanie Hines? You must follow her, Cheryl. Did you see her post yesterday? Oh my fucking God, it was amazing. It was like about how she wants to show up as a mom, and how a conversation that she had with her husband when she was pregnant with Mango was that she always wanted to remember who she was, and she wants her daughter to know who she is, not having been lost to motherhood and, you know, not, you know, be everything for her and not who she is. And it was just amazing. You should look at it. But that made me think of that. If you want to find the fastest way to get results, stop looking for the fastest way. I mean, like, this shit takes time. It takes dedication. It's always going to take longer than you want it to. And I really firmly believe that that's because you have to grow into the person that is deserving of it. And I know for me and Cheryl, we've been financial accountability buddies from the beginning, but I'm a firm believer in, like, the reason that people win the lottery and then lose all the money is because they don't know how to manage their money. If I signed up for Beachbody when I did in 2016 and hit 5-star 6 months later and hit the Legacy Club 6 months later, guess where I'd be? Probably in the same fucking position that I was 4 years ago. And I'd probably be in credit card debt and not know how to manage my money. I had to do a shit ton of financial work behind the scenes to get to a place where I can manage my money, not have credit card debt, be able to save my money, be able to budget, like, and forget about all the other leadership things and confidence building things. Like if, and that's why I believe like there's some people that are really successful early on. And I think that's only because they've done a lot of personal growth at some point in their life and are just further ahead. And it's also why I believe that a lot of celebrities go freaking crazy, because they don't have the capabilities to handle whatever success that they've had. You have to, in order to really understand and take it all in and be successful, you have to grow into that leader. So stop looking for a fast way. It's not fast. It's never going to be fast. Like, are you kidding? Every day I'm like, oh my God, why am I not there yet? Because I'm not ready for it yet. And when I finally get there, I'll be ready for it, and I'll be able to look back and say, oh my freaking God, look how long this took. Look how long and hard I worked to get there. And that's why it'll be worth it. And that's where I'll be able to say, like, this was all worth it. I did this, and I did this all because of the hard work that I put into it. And look at all the fucking struggles that I went through to get there. And look at all the people that pissed me off and all the reasons that I could have stopped, but I didn't. Oh, okay. Another thing is that I'm literally going to have to like shower. I'm like sweating. Okay. So another thing was that the things that you're learning now and the things that you're starting to do now are the things that are going to impact your business in 6 months. So it's just like invites and planting those seeds and doing your posts and going back to like not going the fastest way. That's why we're doing all the work that we're doing. So like Tennille has been planting her seeds since May. And we're only May, June, July, August. So you may have like some tomatoes sprouting, but soon you're gonna have pumpkins. Oh, it's September. Oh, thanks, Doc. We're in the wrong month. But you know what I mean? So all the work that you're doing is going to pay off. Every single invite that you do this month is going to pay off next month, or maybe 3 months, or maybe in a year. You never know when they're going to burst and pop up at the ground. But it will. Get out of the kitchen. You're distracting me.
Where else are you going with that analogy?
I don't know. So my whole point to all of this is, where are you going to put your focus? Where are you going to put your focus? Who are you going to put your focus on? And, you know, are those people and are those activities going to lead you to where you want to go? It's really important to think about that energy and people who encourage your strength and don't bring out your weaknesses. And so what we had to do today was pick 3 people that you're going to stick close to in these last 3 months of the year. So that is an activity that you guys can do, you know, independently. Feel free to share it if you want, or just keep it to yourself. But, you know, I think that it's a good activity to kind of reflect on who it is you're spending time with, and are those people that are going to bring you to your goals. Because not always was I so focused on that, but I really, you know, try to stay away from the negative energy and totally onto the positive things and the things that are growing and challenging me. And I really have to just keep laser focused and my head down at where I'm going and focus on the people who say yes, the people who show up. And I'm not going to focus on the people who aren't there, who aren't responding, who are saying no. Fuck all of them. I'm going, and whoever wants to come is welcome to come. But that's it. Like, focus. So that's my whole point, is that no matter where you are in your business, you're going to have those moments. And it was a huge, huge wake-up call that I'm grateful for. I'm 100% grateful for it. As hard as it was to go through, and I'm still going through it. I'll probably message Laura tomorrow like, wah, 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 and she'll say, Melissa, go get your head in the game. But it happens to everyone. And I think, like, I know for me, I always want to be an open book about this shit, because, you know, I always wonder, like, did this leader go through this, or did this person go through this? And you see the success, you see where they are now, you don't know the struggles. And one thing that really stood out to me that I kept thinking about during this past month is Sammy Glonick. You know, she's like my coach crush. And she talked about when she got invited to the New Leader Conference. You get invited to the New Leader Conference when you hit 1-star diamond. And when she went to the New Leader Conference, she had no one on her team that helped her get to 1-star diamond. And that was really powerful for me to remember, is that you don't know who's going to continue to come with you. Especially, that's something that I learned in August when I got those boom, boom pows. Like, it was crazy. These people, some people that I thought were going to be there, some of my biggest cheerleaders were no longer there. They're no longer in my downline. And, you know, people always can come back or whatever, but I loved hearing that from Sam. I was grateful that Sammy Glonick shared that, because, you know, you think, what's wrong with me? Why are they leaving me? But it's not about you. It's about them, and you need to keep going. So no matter where you are at, just keep going. Stay towards your goal. Stay to the people that bring you that positivity, and stay focused. All right, guys, I'm going to stop recording. I'm like